Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about my baptism. It's been exactly 1 year since I've been baptized, and I'm basically just going to be talking a little bit about it and how my life has changed since then. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So just a quick background. I grew up in a Christian family, I grew up in a Christian household, and I grew up in the church. But as I got older, I became a lukewarm Christian and I was living in sin. I started living a very unhealthy lifestyle, just physically, mentally, all around. I decided I wanted to change and I wanted to go closer to God again. So last year in August, I decided to do the Daniel's fast, the 21 days Daniel's fast. I spoke about that so many times on my channel. I have a whole video on it if you're interested, but that fast was so impactful for me because that was my first fast ever. So I fasted for 21 days and during that fast, I found my relationship with Christ getting stronger. As I was fasting and praying and reading my Bible every day, my heart was slowly starting to soften and I slowly started to just really feel God's presence. Even after the fast, my relationship with God grew stronger and stronger every day to the point where I knew that I was ready to 100% give my life to Christ. So my fast ended in September, and all September, all I wanted to do was just get baptized. So I set a date up with my old pastor, and I got baptized on October 6th of 2024. One thing I realized about being baptized is how different it was afterwards. It was different in a positive way, but in also a very uncomfortable way. It was different because I was always so used to living my life a certain way, doing certain things, but now it was no longer like that because now my life at this point was Christ centered. Being that my life was more Christ centered, I had to cut off so many people, places, and things. And it was super hard in the beginning. At the beginning, I felt like I wouldn't be able to keep it going, but by the grace of God, He gave me the strength to do so. The reason why I had to cut off so many people is because there are certain people and places that are attached to certain sins, and it's not their fault. But in order to move to that next level in your relationship with Christ, it's just so important to just learn how to just cut it off when it's necessary. Being that I cut off so many people, so many places, and just so many different things in my life, I started to feel a sense of loneliness to the point where I actually started questioning myself if I'm making the right choice, if I'm doing the right thing, or if I'm just being over dramatic. Life all around just started to feel so different because I just cut off so many things. I was feeling so lonely and I was just questioning myself. I found myself, praying to God, asking Him, why I felt so lonely, why I felt so out of place, why doesn't everything just seem to fit? Little did I know, looking back now, everything was just slowly falling into place. But being that, I cut off certain places, I found myself going to church more. I found myself going to praise and worship nights. I found myself going to Bible study. I found myself going to like young adults group, just things like that. Being that I was going to church more, I found myself making new friends, which was amazing for me because that is one thing I just found really important and I really started to value is a Christian friend and a Christian community. Going to church more, praise and worship nights, and all that stuff, I just started to make more friends in that area. And it's so good, and just having like minded friends, God fearing friends, that's so important just with your walk in Christ in general. So that's just one thing I'm just so grateful that God blessed me with in my 1 year journey of being baptized. That's one thing that really stuck out to me is just my community and how strong it's gotten and the friends I've made along the way. Another thing that completely stuck out to me during this 1 year of being baptized is how my spiritual growth is. I feel like I've grown so much with spiritually with Christ more than ever. I just feel like even with the small things, just making it a practice to talk to God every day, making it a practice to read my Bible every day, and really just having focusing on my intimacy with God has just made my relationship with Christ even stronger. Now, I know I'm not perfect and I still have a long way to go, but also realized that I have come a long way. Before, I could go like a whole month without talking to God, a whole month without praying and reading my Bible and just feeling fine. But now, if I go more than a day or two without praying, I'm not even going to feel right in my spirit. So that's one thing I really feel that is completely different from before is my relationship with Christ. It's getting stronger and stronger, and I'm just so grateful for that. I'm now just so relying on God. I rely on God with every aspect of my life. And I just feel like I don't even know how I did it before without him. Turning to Christ made my life so much easier. My life got so simple. And I don't mean in a way like I don't have any problems. My life, I still have issues. I still have problems like everybody does in their life. But the difference now is I can just cast all my worries and anxiety onto God because I know that He's in control. I don't have to deal with my problems on my own anymore. And that way, that's how my life got easier, because before I was relying on myself. Before, when I had an issue, I had to solve it and I did what I had to do to solve it. But now that I'm a Christian, and now that after getting baptized, I realize I'm more relying on God. And when problems and issues come my way, I have that faith where I can now just sit back, pray, and know that God is going to handle it. Especially if it's out of my control completely, I learn now that I can just rely on God. And that is just life changing. After getting baptized and drawn closer to God, and just my life turning around and changing for the better, I really wanted to help others around me. So that's why I decided to make this YouTube channel. I made this YouTube channel in the hopes of drawing more people closer to God and also just building up his kingdom and just saving souls. I just want to at least impact one person. That's my one goal for this channel. But this channel itself came from, me getting baptized, my life turning around for the better, and just me just simply wanting to help people and let them know that there is a God out there that can change your life and is willing to help you and save you. You just have to be willing yourself. I just want to end this video by saying, if you're thinking about getting baptized, don't wait for the perfect moment. This is the perfect moment. God is ready to meet you and start something new in you, just like he did in me. Thank you for watching. God bless.